Hey guys, Tony here. Hope you're doing well. The market has had a flash crash. We saw Bitcoin got dumped on. However, we have bounced off the $7,000 price mark, which is a good sign. We're currently near 7,300. Bitcoin is at $7,298. Ethereum at $240, XRP at 38 cents. Now let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart here. If we zoom out to a month, when you look at this chart, this was a pretty strong run up, right? So the dump really doesn't set us back that far, because when you look at just a month ago, April 17th, we were at $5,289, and obviously we went close to 8,300, and then we got dumped on, and we bounced off that $7,000 support level, and we're back over 7,200, close to 7,300. So it doesn't look that bad. I know these dumps and flash crashes and manipulation is not ideal, but until the market matures, we're going to have to deal with a bit of that. If you've been subscribed to this channel, I've said it many times, it's going to be a roller coaster ride to the next bull run where we have the higher highs, so to speak, right? The higher prices. And that's why we haven't seen things like an ETF approved. It's because of the wild west, of things happening here, manipulation, and there's a lot of exchanges. You have your Bitfinex and Tether issues going on, and I believe going back to, once again, the SEC and CFTC and some of the things that folks are waiting on approval on is because of the ability for the market to be manipulated. So one article here that was written on U.Today highlighted that what appeared to be a significant amount of Bitcoin that was dumped. So the most obvious reason for the flash crash was triggered by a mammoth-size sell order of 3,645 Bitcoin that was executed on Bitstamp around 10 p.m. ET, so talking about yesterday. That essentially explains why there was such a huge price spread between Bitstamp and other crypto exchanges such as Bitstamp and Coinbase. A startling $250 million worth of longs on BitMEX was liquidated after the Bitcoin price plummeted as a major slap in the face for bulls. However, some other folks here, like Alex Kruger, who is a trader, economist, trader, and so forth, talked a bit about this, but mentioned even today, still a bull market regardless of what happened, right, guys? And he was saying it's not even some of the theories that people were thinking, that some of this was based off of the China-US trade war or other things happening. He thinks it was just straight up manipulation, but it's hard to tell. But then it goes back to the Bitcoin Black Swan event that we saw, that pump, right, on April 1st, I believe it was, where Bitcoin jumped it to 4,000, over 4,000 from being in the low 3,000s. So whoever did that could have dumped on us now. And it is, once again, I hope those of you who are new to the market, it may be like, what is going on? What is this? I personally have seen this many times, right? We kind of ride the waves of what's happening, and then but we are certainly in a bull market. We have bottomed out. The bear market has ended, and we are certainly in a bull market. So that's my opinion. I could be wrong. I want to make sure I say that, because people sometimes are like, think I'm a predictor of the future, and no one can predict the future, but we look at probabilities, right, versus certainties here. Now, also from a perspective standpoint, I just showed you guys the monthly chart, and when you look at that dump, it's like nothing compared to the run up we had. But when you look at the all-time chart here for Bitcoin, as you guys can see here, every time we have the halving coming up, right, every 4 years, we've seen a bull market around that time, and we've seen a run up, and the data doesn't lie. It's all here, right, every time, because it goes back to what we've been talking about. The halving is going to reduce the block rewards, it's going to be, the mining difficulty is going to increase, so less Bitcoin is going to be put out into the open. And we know there's not that many Bitcoin in circulation in the market, because you think about all the people who lost Bitcoins, throw away their computer, lost their private keys, right? There's a lot of crypto that's been lost over the years, guys. And we see a lot of the big players are buying up a lot of the crypto, so it's going to get even more scarce. So that's scarce, I should say rarity, scarcity, or whatever you want to call it, is going to help drive the price up. So hope you guys get that, especially some of you who are new to the market. I know some of this may be like a shell shock, like what just happened. This I've seen this many times. Many of you who've been in the market for over a year have at least seen some of this. So once again, if you look at the monthly chart, it doesn't look as bad. But obviously, if you have tunnel vision and you're just looking over the past few days, oh my God, we were at 8,000, now we're at 7. But then you look back a month ago and we were like literally just creeping over 5,000, right? And if you go longer than that, like 3 months, it's even pretty amazing, right? Where we were at below 4,000s and the 3,000s, then we went over and then look at this here, guys. So that little dump right now doesn't even look like anything major, right? So it's about perspective when you look at where we came from, where we're going, and expect a roller coaster ride. Now, moving ahead, we've talked about Andrew Yang here, presidential candidate. He's a Democrat, but he's pro-crypto. He's certainly for Bitcoin, blockchain, and so forth. And he had some more comments about his stance on crypto. 2020 Bitcoin President Andrew Yang, that's an interesting title, pledges fun with crypto in the White House. This is interesting. Here's a quote. "I'm in the White House. Oh boy, are we going to have some fun in terms of the cryptocurrency community." Now, I'm certainly, I agree with a lot of his policies. Do I think he's going to win? I don't know. He probably has a good chance, but we'll have to see. It might be that Trump will get reelected. I don't know. There's a lot of candidates on the Democratic side and a lot of infighting on that front. So I don't know if they're going to have a viable candidate to go up against Trump, who might get. Once again, I'm not trying to be pro-Republican or pro-Democrat here. I'm just talking from a neutral standpoint of what could happen. But it would be awesome to have a president who is pro-crypto. That would be pretty cool. And we also see a lot of politicians, senators, and so forth who are already pro-crypto. So things are certainly moving in the right direction. And he's definitely been, talking about we need better regulations, more clarity. So let me give you a quote here where he, something just happened here. The web page kind of refreshed, but he talked about there's need for more clarity for here we go. Create clear guidelines in digital asset world so that businesses and individuals can invest and innovate in the area without fear of regulatory shift. So he's certainly on board. He sees the need. He's like Warren Davidson and Darren Soto. Warren Davidson being a Republican, Darren Soto being a Democrat. So we have bipartisan support for crypto here. The Token Taxonomy Act is in play in Congress, but it may take a while for that to get passed. But if we can get more politicians and more folks like Andrew on board pushing that crypto is the future, the disruptive technology as well as blockchain, I think things are gonna move faster, but they are certainly moving in the right direction now. Moving ahead here, Greyscale, as you guys know, huge crypto investment fund, has launched their Drop Gold campaign. We've talked about it already. We've looked at the ad. Well, Barry Silbert, who's the founder of Greyscale, was interviewed by Bloomberg here, talking about the campaign and what they're trying to do here. And something I wanted to share with you guys, he says, there is a generational shift in how investors think about gold. What does that mean with 68 trillion of wealth to be transferred from older to younger generations over the next 25 years? So what is he talking about there? Well, there's the baby boomer generation right now, which, as in life, people grow old, they pass away. That money then gets handed down to their kids or whoever, right? Or the younger folks. And where does that money go then, right? And that's what he's alluding to, where you see millennials and even just younger folks in general are not really interested in stocks or gold. They're looking towards crypto because this is the future. We live in a digital age. Not saying something is inherently wrong with gold. I think it's still a good investment. But change is inevitable, right? And the world continues to evolve and change. Even though people try to do things and stop it from change is inevitable because it's just the way the world works. If you go back to the history, things have constantly changed. Money has changed, and money is changing right now. And that's where the cryptocurrency movement is growing, guys. So it's a really great point that he brings up, and that's why I keep telling you guys patience is so important, because there's still so much building, so many things that need to be put into place here, but the future is very bright and we see the big players getting in. But it's an interesting thought here, right? Now, Tether, man, continues to be like a curse on this market with their issues. Tether ordered to freeze transfers to Bitfinex by New York Supreme Court. I didn't even want to get into the details because it just continues to unfold, and some of it, obviously, I'm worried that it's going to impact the market. Going back to, when this run-up bull rally was starting, I remember, if you guys been watching the videos, I talked about I'm worried that something's going to come out and it's going to hurt the market. But in the short term, it's going to hurt the market, not the long term. I think the reason why these Supreme Court and all these people are looking at the Bitfinex and Tether is because the big players are getting in, and we saw Bitwise themselves call out other exchanges about fake volume, wash trading, and I believe Fidelity, TD Ameritrade, these guys, they have all the friends on Wall Street, all the people on the district attorney working with them for ages, right? These are established companies and so forth. They're gonna call out all the fake stuff, the lies, the shady business, and it's all going to get cleaned up. That's a good thing, right? The market's going to get cleaned up and it's going to be established, like I've been saying, just like the stock market. That's where we're headed. Fully regulated, mass marketing, a lot of different financial products and instruments. And let's see what comes out from this Tether Bitfinex issue here. Coinbase Earn now available to the public in over 100 countries. This is actually great because, as you guys know, you can use Coinbase Earn, kind of go through learning about digital assets and blockchain, and earn, obviously, free tokens like Stellar Lumens or whatever it may be, or 0x, just by learning, guys, just doing that. That's pretty cool. And it's available in over 100 countries. So they're helping to advance the crypto movement here and incentivizing people to do certain activities and to learn about crypto. Now, Facebook continues to do some stuff, man. As you guys know, it's been rumored that they're launching their own crypto, most likely a stable coin. But something they've done here, Facebook registered secretive Libra cryptocurrency firm in Switzerland. I wonder why they registered it in Switzerland. Probably because it's a pro-crypto, always been a Swiss bank account. Some of these rich people have Swiss bank accounts, kind of a tax haven, safe haven, so to speak. So interesting. I'm surprised they didn't do it in Malta. Right, but they've went ahead and done that, so they're working on something, guys. And I'm telling you, Amazon, Apple, Google, everybody is secretly working on their stuff. One item I wanted to share, shout out to the user Dylan. So Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, was at the Swiss National Bank Conference, and there's a bunch of videos, but just to call out some of the things he said, which I thought were very interesting. Xcurrent, right, which is the blockchain solution that Ripple has, is essentially Swift 2.0. Very interesting. XRapid, which is the protocol that leverages XRP, the digital asset. He said XRapid is really when we use XRP to fund real-time liquidity. Immediately, we found demand for XRapid by banks and institutions. Immediately, we found demand. You're hearing it from the horse's mouth. I am very bullish on XRP. I'm bullish on Bitcoin. I'm bullish on Ethereum. I have many other tokens in my portfolio. I believe those top three, though, are going to be do really well in the future. Bitcoin is not going anyway. There's a lot of maximalists in every camp of every coin. I don't know why. And they bash each other's coins and whatever. And it's like, you got to look at this holistically, right? I understand one may be better from a certain perspective, but you have to look at certain fundamentals and intangibles as well. Like Bitcoin, even though its utility is poor, from a usability standpoint, like it's slow, the fees get high, it's still the original. It has the branding. The Lightning Network is being built for it. Its scalability. There's a lot of financial instruments being built. So it's being used in different ways and as a store of value. So you can trash it as much as you want, but you got to look at the facts here, man. You got to look at this holistically. So I personally diversify. I mean, you guys do what you want to do your own research, of course. but you got to look at all the facts here, not your emotions, not your feelings. There's a lot of emotions and feelings, and that's where you get wrecked in investing, guys. You got to look at the facts and look at, what is the potential outcome in the future, not just, well, my coin's better and your coin is crap, and I'm go around spamming my name of my coin on every video and say this video is crap and that's crap, and it's like, that's so childish. Gotta use the brain. You gotta think. Finally here, Bahamas Securities Regulator proposes rules for token sales. The Bahamas Securities Regulator is pushing for a new framework for token projects, aiming to turn the island nation into the jurisdiction of choice for blockchain startups. The Securities Commission of the Bahamas has filed a draft of the new bill regulating token offerings not deemed securities. The bill lays out a procedure for registering such offerings and informing authorities and investors on the details of a token sale. So it's amazing. All over the world, we are seeing crypto exchanges launching, governments proposing regulations. This is the future, the token economy, and that's why you have all these things being put into place for tokenized securities and so forth, because they see what's coming. Blockchain technology is going to be used to tokenize securities, assets, and so forth, guys, and crypto is leading that charge. So it's amazing what's being built and what's being set up here. So guys, what do you think about this news? Obviously with the flash crash here, let me refresh the price here of Bitcoin, currently at 7,274. Once again, if you zoom out, even from the monthly to even the 7-day, this doesn't look as bad, but we did bounce off, which is a good sign, around the $7,000 mark. So let's see where it goes. Let's hope we don't get more dumping, but we are still in the bull market. Just look at the trend here. And let's see where things progress next week. So guys, we'd love to hear what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Thumbs up if you like this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Links in the description. Thank you to my Patreon supporters, and I'll talk to you guys later.